We're back with more cancelled costumes for the main characters in the Resident Evil series. As before, the ones shown on this list are just as random as the series has turned out so far. Some are great, some are rather ridiculous, but overall, they're great choices for that extra replay value in my opinion. So, let's begin. Resident Evil 0, Billy's brawling costume. This image is too small to analyze any details to it, but it's enough to say that it should have been part of his costume collection. It kind of reminds me of a character you'd see in a beat-em-up classic, and at first I thought it was like a reference to Guy's costume in Final Fight, but that's more like a karate gi with some streetwear. But then you look at these goons and their outfits too kind of resemble Billy's costume from the concept art. So it's like a mix of both, or it could just be the actual thug's costume. I mean, Billy is a convict, so it makes sense if he's wearing this. But then again, he's also a good guy, so maybe it is a mix between the two. I can't be exactly sure if it even is a reference to the Final Fight games, but if you know what it's from, let me know in the comments. And if you think Billy deserved this costume in RE0. Rebecca's casual outfits. Rebecca has many concept art designs, as to be expected seeing as she got over 13 outfits, but here are some that did not make it into the game. But it's not like every single costume of hers that's in the official game was unique and creative, because a set of them are just the same t-shirt and pants with a different color variation and image on the shirt. So instead of giving her those, they could have gone with some of these. I like the brown one more since it makes her look like she's prepared for what's ahead. The others are too casual, but again, anything's better than just the same shirt and pants with different colors. Heck, that brown one even gives her blonde hair. So that's another plus. Resident Evil 1, Jill's altered default outfit. It looks like at one point Jill was going to be fully decked out, just as prepared as she should have been, and her radio would have been placed on one of those shoulder pads. And it's also surprising that the devs weren't sure what her iconic colors would have been. It looks like they were almost dead set on making her beret pink instead of blue, and those shoulder pads would be black instead of blue. But if you look at how they were experimenting with different colors, eventually they made her beret blue as well as those shoulder pads, and this was probably when they started getting a good idea of what her iconic costume colors should be. I also like how they were close to giving her that husky look. It's very old school, but very stylish. And we all know Jill has a sense of fashion, so it wouldn't surprise me if they allowed her to get creative with her gear and attire. Jill's Tanya outfit. This definitely looks like Tanya's outfit from Mortal Kombat 4. Mortal Kombat 4 was released in 1997, but this concept art was revealed in a guide based on Resident Evil the Director's Cut. That version was released in 1997 as well. So, is it possible that maybe this could be a reference to MK4? I don't know. You be the judge. Either way, it would have been awesome to see Jill in the Spencer mansion dealing with zombies and all sorts of creatures looking like this. Resident Evil 1 Remake, Chris's karate gi. When I first saw this, I honestly thought it was a joke, mainly because it looks like Chris's face was photoshopped onto a real person's body who happened to be wearing a karate gi. And to make things even more at a place, that shotgun looks like it was superimposed as well. I know these are all just examples of what he would look like if this had been an alternate costume, but the examples are just hilarious. I don't know why they didn't just decide to draw the concept art design of Chris in a karate gi, because this looks like it would have taken a lot longer to come up with. In the bottom right image, you can see Chris's shadow, and it's clearly the default costume that he's wearing. And in the bottom left image, you can see the actual character's right arm after firing a shot on the zombie up ahead. They just tried hiding it by overlaying that actor's body in the way. Besides that, do you think this would have been a good alternate costume for Chris? Or is it just way too damn ridiculous and not in a good way? Resident Evil 2, Claire's rough sketch designs. There are countless sketches that were made for Claire alone, or I guess you could say for Elsa Walker since she was the original female protagonist of RE2. A lot of them look similar to one another, especially since they didn't add color to them. But the ones that stand out the most would be those where she's wearing like a bandana, cargo shorts, a jacket with an umbrella logo, or longer hair. I gotta say, after seeing all these different designs, they chose wisely with her iconic outfit. These colored ones are closer to the final design. They're still slightly altered looks. She has her hair down, which till today we haven't gotten to see Claire without her ponytail in any of the games. Unless you count her rodeo costume from Revelations 2. But she's wearing a hat. Aside from that, all these altered costumes do look amazing. This one kinda looks like Android 18's outfit from, well, her first outfit from Dragon Ball Z. The others look like a mix between Elsa Walker's outfit and Claire's chosen attire, and they too look good. If we could choose one of these as an alternate costume though, which would you choose? Resident Evil 5, Chris's skeleton costume. Now, I'm not a big fan of the action-adventure RE games, but when developers throw in alternate costumes that are just flat-out goofy or just made for fun, like this skeleton costume for Chris, I gotta say, it makes me want to play these games. Because I can't play RE games like parts 4, 5, and 6 without feeling like it's completely disconnected from the actual lore that the series started off with. And I want to enjoy them. But what's funny is that I do enjoy them only when the developers have fun with their games and include hilarious costumes like this skeleton one for Chris. Because at least I can pretend that I'm not playing an RE game and it's just a random action-adventure game that's parodying a Resident Evil game. So it's a shame that this wasn't included because it kinda reminds me of the stick figure costumes in the Outbreak series. And as ridiculous as those were, it's so fun to just play as a stick figure running around in a zombie outbreak, especially if you see more than one of them. Resident Evil Revelations, Jessica's altered costume designs. Jessica Sharawa was the new character introduced in Revelations 1, and she received the most costume designs, which is upsetting to see once you realize that a lot of them were great costume designs to include. But for now, let's look at the altered designs for her costume at the Queen Zenobia ship. The apparent choice for Jessica's style was to wear something very attractive, and that's not at all a bad thing. She's like Eva from Metal Gear Solid 3, a femme fatale that's not afraid to show her physique. So any of these costumes would likely work as a costume for her mission at the Queen Zenobia. They all appear to be great designs, so it's a damn shame that they only had a few that could be chosen, since they could only include a costume for each mission she was in, which all made sense to the environment she was in. And since Capcom never did bring her back, it doesn't look like any of these will ever be used anytime soon. But I think we got lucky with the costume they gave her because, well, I believe it was the artist who mentioned in an interview that he regrets choosing that outfit now. And now I'm thinking, dude, if you regret that, then right now you probably love all the female outfits for these modern days, because attractive outfits like Jessica's will never be made with today's tame female outfits. In fact, I'm sure that if Jessica was brought back, she'd probably be wearing a tank top with baggy pants and a puffy jacket, with a very masculine and tough guy attitude. Clive O'Brien was meant to have an alternate costume as well. It's weird that he didn't get a single costume at all, considering the fact that he's a main character to the Revelations story and he's playable. Even Beavis and Butthead got their own alternate costumes. This one would have been a good choice for him too, don't you think? Jill's bikini outfit. This one was likely not going to be chosen, but you know damn well that fans would only choose his outfit for those obvious reasons. But it wouldn't be the first time that Jill was given a skimpy costume. Heck, I'd say her default outfit in Revelations is probably one of the top most appealing costumes she'd officially wear in the series. I just can't imagine what it would have been like if this was chosen. And it's not like guys are the only big fans of these type of costumes. There are even female fans that cosplay this cancelled costume themselves. Maybe just for the fun-loving attention. But hey, it's good to see that there are fans out there showing some love to the cancelled costumes of the Resident Evil series, right? Resident Evil Revelations 2, Rambo Barry. This is what I'm talking about. Barry Rambo. It's once again costumes like these that would get me to play a Resident Evil game that I'm not at all a fan of. Revelations 2 was a game I wanted to love, but I just couldn't lie to myself. But if Barry had a costume like that, or this one, I'd have to push through the pain and continue to beat the game, regardless of how annoyed it got me. Well, at least for an hour or two. Revelations 2 just... If you want examples of what I mean, watch my Revelations 2 live streams from months ago. You'll see what I'm talking about. Morrigan Claire. If Barry Rambo could only give me an additional hour or two of playing through that game, this would give me a couple more extra hours of push through. But seriously though, why didn't they include this costume for Claire? It's not like revealing outfits in RE weren't a thing. Jill's got some. Jessica, of course. Rebecca, Barry's daughter. Heck, even Sherry. Adult Sherry, luckily. But Claire's never gotten her own fan service outfit. Who am I kidding? Her rodeo costume was clearly the fan service one. But if we had to vote on one or the other, the Morrigan costume would have easily won, no contest. And this would have been perfect, especially since most Capcom fans are Morrigan and Darkstalkers fans as well. Resident Evil 6, Greek Warrior Chris. Another killer costume for Chris Redfield. I don't know if he would have been walking around with Medusa's head, but that would have been badass to see it attached to his waist as he deals with countless enemies in the game. And I can't even imagine what it would have been for his gameplay if he could use Medusa's head as a weapon to turn enemies into stone. I'd even be okay if it were only used as a melee weapon when an enemy is stunned. That would probably be the best form of execution with Medusa's head, so it does not become overpowering. But then again, I think either way would work because Resident Evil has always included overpowering weapons that you could use after you've beaten the game under like 3 hours or even on an easy difficulty. So this costume would have been a welcoming one. And Leon's Greek statue costume. This would have had to be included if Chris got that Greek warrior costume. Leon's may not be as appealing since it has less details, but I honestly can't complain with it because of what it represents. It's 10 times better than any of those polygon costume models. And it also tells us that Leon is a god. I also like the addition of the bush covering his bush. So it's got some humor with it. But what do you guys think? Are these some worthy costumes? Which ones would you choose to replace if you had to replace an existing one? And if you enjoyed these, check out the first part in the canceled costume segment, as those two include some creative choices. But there are still more to come. So be ready for a third part coming soon. That's it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button to give this video a chance to grow. I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters for their impeccable generosity. Your support means a lot to me, and you are part of the reason why I try to make the best content that I can. And if you like this content, check out the rest of my channel. You'll find more entertainment from separate franchises I like to cover, such as Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, Celebrity Deathmatch, Men in Black, The Mask, Batman comics, The Terminator, TMNT, Dino Crises, Resident Evil, and more. If you're a Patreon supporter, check out my exclusive videos such as the Gantz content. And if you'd like to show your support, go to my Patreon and support the channel, which is only $1. Sacrifice that McChicken for extra quality content, my friend. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.